And we're live. Thank you for that, Isaac. How's about that?
We should probably start by saying if someone with the name, which is a funny name actually, Ashdown Jones,
The Lake District State.
with a random apostrophe somewhere, adds you as a friend, it's not us. We only have one page, it's not a person. We certainly don't need your bank details.
I do actually. I've been sending out bank details all morning.
Have you?
Don't spoil it for me. It's my little revenue plan. No, it's not
The
us.
Amazon gift list.
It happened last time we ran a very popular competition. I think somebody in a different corner of the world where the weather is not pouring down is probably typing into a computer right now to try and see how many of our Lake District friends are stupid.
And when I sent an aggressive, strongly worded message, they quickly blocked me.
It's my company mate, or worse to that effect.
He was asking for my bank details, so I won my own competition.
So, sorry if that's happened to you. We need to do a weather check. This is ridiculous. Where's it come from?
Summer was good though, wasn't it? A couple of weeks ago.
They said on TikTok, the Met Office is on
Oh,
TikTok
must be
now.
true.
I think it's a really good account. I really like it. And he said the Gulf Stream's back. So in case you didn't know, that's why it's absolutely tipping it down today. Apparently there's snow on the tops. I just can't see it. And
The Gulf is normally known as being hot.
the Gulf Stream, it's
Well,
just
just the Gulf.
it's the wet Gulf Stream. Will you keep your legs still?
Sorry, I saw a picture
He's
this
getting
morning.
nervous.
Coming, it's nice to see you. It's coming with your power suit on.
Enough to make anybody nervous.
I saw it whizzing up from the South Atlantic.
Mhm.
Never good coming from
Bring
down
a lot of rain with it.
there.
It is absolutely. If you're not in the Lake District at the moment, I don't know what it is doing where you are, but it is so rainy today. It's ridiculous.
Which is
Well,
rare
I
for
might
the
complain
lakes.
actually. Anyway, what we're going to talk about today was as a result of a few conversations we've had recently where some homeowners have contacted us because they've tried to sell their homes in the past. They might still be trying to sell their homes and they have been unable to sell. So they want to bring us in as Ashdown Jones, the big guns, and revamp their launch and then hopefully get a better result this time round.
Well, they don't know they need to revamp their launch, do they?
No, they're going to give another estate agent a try, hence why they're inviting us in, and they probably don't know what exactly they need, to happen.
And really, at that stage, they're probably questioning what a difference an agent can make.
Yeah, and it's a good question actually. What difference can a second agent make? And when I say second, we don't mean additional because we only work on sole agency. So because we throw everything at the marketing, and we need to make sure that we are then the recipient of the rewards for that. So there's some things that you, if you are in this position, you should be considering right now to make sure that your relaunch, if that's what you decide to do, is a success. And the first thing is to give your estate agent, preferably us, the best possible chance of getting new, excited purchasers across the door by making your house and the marketing look fantastic. So we can make the marketing look different, but we need the raw materials to look different.
And we need your buy-in. So if you've already tried to sell your home and it hasn't worked, you may have reasons as to why that is, whether it's price, presentation, marketing, whatever it may be. Now you need to sit and look at yourself a little bit and think that if you are inviting another agent in, preferably us, then we are going to challenge probably some ideas that you've had, and you need to be open-minded to think about how we can attract a brand new audience, because if one day you're on with one agent at the same price and the next day the same house comes on, logically there's no difference. Why would a buyer all of a sudden be interested? So you have to be open-minded to how it's going to be presented. It needs to look like a totally new house to market, and there's lots of different ideas we will come to you with. It may include a shopping list. We're not talking thousands of pounds, but
it may include a bit of elbow grease. It might just include just clearing out some rooms or changing the way you're using some of the rooms, or actually using some of the rooms, because that's quite often an issue, isn't it? If you're downsizing, especially, quite often you've got unused rooms or little used rooms.
I went to a home yesterday because it can be quite simple, and it's a home that has been on and off the market for probably 2.5, 3 years. Hasn't been on for a while actually, and one of the main features of the house is one of the first things you notice is the view it has. I won't say what the view is, but it's every single room faces this way, and it's where the sun sets, and it's a noticeable view. It's a huge feature of the house. And in 2 agents have had a go. In both brochures that he gave me, every single window is whited out. That's a technical term, I'm sure you can imagine it. So at no point during any of the marketing can you see that there's a view out the window. It's actually a main feature of the house, so that actually makes our job easy, because we can go in and with a higher skilled photographer, and make sure that we can show that if you stood washing the dishes, which is not something that Samurai are known for, that you'll have an amazing view. And to a lot of people, especially when they're coming from down south, they want to see the lantern, as that good friend from London calls them, sheeps, out the window. So that's a huge asset that needs to be shown.
I think when we first go in to a house that hasn't sold in the past, we have to kind of play detective, don't we? Because if we can't work out why it's not sold, we can't fix the problem.
That's the hardest thing when we go in and there's nothing obvious.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen very often, does it?
No.
Quite often it's very obvious as soon as we get there. And either it's been undersold in marketing, which is normally the case, or it's been sold well in marketing and you get through the door and the house doesn't deliver on its promise. And we've got to make sure it happens, that both those two things happen. And so the lady I spoke to this morning, and hello if you're watching, I'll keep you anonymous, don't worry. And I was explaining that she's had 3 agents out, one of whom have already had a stab at it, because we're going to be the 4th agent on this house. And the other 2 agents have said, don't touch anything about the house, just drop the price by 25k. Easy for them to say, and actually 25k will make 0 difference to £1 million house, I can promise you.
The whole point of a price adjustment is to bring in a totally new market. At 25,000, it's very rare at that level, we're talking up towards £1 million, that someone can say, I can afford this, but not 25,000 more.
No. Well, normally it's not an affordability factor anyway, it's I don't like the house, that's as simple as that. So actually I said, look, keep your 25k, because it's not going to make much difference really with the marketing on the actual value of the house, and instead, let's just spend a little bit of time and effort and money in the house, and very little, by the way, very little money, but I mean, 2 walls in one room are complete contrasting colours, so that needs addressing. We're going to CGI, computer generate some furniture in some of the rooms to show the rooms better, and there's just a few little areas that need a little bit of TLC, because it's been on the market for a long, long time, and in that time, the owners, have become a bit despondent about selling, so you kind of get a little bit blasé about the way you're presenting your house, I would imagine.
So what happens if we go in, suggest all these changes?
I don't think you should be wearing black jeans and a navy jumper. I don't think that's appropriate.
Well, it's a good job that the jeans are navy.
They're not navy.
Technically navy.
They're actually black.
Well, I'll show you the receipt.
No, not for you, money back.
Because you're not...
What happens when you go in? Come on.
No, that's it. You started the war now. You go on. You're too old to be wearing heels.
I'm wearing a lot of navy.
What happens if you go in? You're going to get decked after this. And we do all our changes.
Yeah.
You think you're all smart and suggest all these marketing efforts, and then same result, nothing.
Well, in fairness, then it can only be the price or the demand, which is the same as the price. And so, but until we've actually nailed the way the house is being presented and the marketing of that house, we can't actually say with any degree of certainty whether the price will make any difference at all. We've sold houses that have been chopped in half price-wise, you know, and still nothing has happened. I sold a house down in Chichester years ago that was originally marketed at 1.4, and the guy was at 850,000 when he called me in, and about to drop to 800. It was never going to be the price that was stopping the house at that point. It'd been on the market for 7 years. We've been to houses that have been on the market for 7 years, haven't we?
And sold them inside a week.
And so, we don't have a magic wand, but we can figure out. Alright, he has a magic wand, but we can figure out why it's not selling and what you need to do about it. But the really important factor is, it's got to look like a new house when it goes to market.
We went to see someone, not last summer, the summer before. We sat in his garden, didn't we? And it was on for 8:50, and we said,
God.
look, you have to either make these changes.
I had to use my assertive voice.
Yeah, she said, why are you wearing black jeans? We said you have to invest in some
Cleaning.
some more presentable furniture, etc., and it'll sell.
It was awful.
Or drop 150,000. Next day, dropped 150,000 and sold. So he took our advice, just not the advice we wanted him to take.
Yeah, it was more bothered about selling than he was about the money.
Yeah, it was a character, wasn't it?
Yeah. And speaking about money, we've got to tell you a funny story that's happened. I've got to try and keep this anonymous, but we have had a particular home on the market for quite some time, but on and off. It's always had a dabble of interest, but never anything.
Always been constant.
It's been constant, but it's been only about like every 2, 3, 4 weeks it's had a viewing. And then we had a little flurry of viewings last week, and we have had 3 offers in 2 days, and it's now 10% above the asking price. It's crazy.
It was our strategy all along.
I changed the for sale board. That's what did it.
And I can afford blue jeans now.
Anyway, if you'd like to have a talk about what we could do differently with your house, if your house is struggling to sell, what a relaunch would actually mean, what it means in practical terms for you as the owner, whether now is the right time to sell, by the way, yes. At the moment, prices are around 10% above what they were this time last year, and we don't think it's going to stay for very long. I'm not going to say bubble, I just said it, but I'll probably say blip that may go back down again. But now, if you were thinking about selling next year, pull it forward a year if you possibly can do. Just don't buy.
Yeah, sell and don't buy.
Just sell and don't
Invest
buy.
in a very, very good tent.
Yeah, hopefully no buyers listening to this, just sellers.
Or we have a camper van that's.
We've got a camper van. Yeah, it's not a converter, actually, just a van.
We should keep it for
There's
our
no
sellers
There's
that
no
have,
camper.
that haven't. No, there is a camper.
There is a camper
We've
van.
got a camper or a van. You get
We've
your
got
choice.
a camper van and a van.
You get your choice. Depending on what you want. Yeah, so if there is a 6-month gap between when we sell your house and buy, we'll even let you sell on the car park first night free of charge.
Do we need to mention we've got a rental available at the moment?
If you want. Yeah.
We have a rental
So I
available.
bought a house and can't rent it out.
That's not true. We can rent it out. We decided not to hold it. Let it. We bought it as a chain break for one of our sellers, and we decided that we're going to let it out. So if you know anybody who's desperate for a rental right now, it's 3-bedroom.
It's slightly tired, isn't it? Because people keep ringing and saying, "Oh, it looks beautiful."
We have oversold it.
Well,
That's our job.
That's our agency pictures.
Yeah.
Now it's
Empty.
now it's a rental. I can be honest.
Yeah.
A bit tired.
It needs a little bit of TLC. When I say a little, I mean a lot.
It's like looking at a picture of you 10 years ago, and then a picture today.
And my Tinder picture.
Yeah.
And then me in reality.
Yeah.
That's the
it.
difference.
It's like turning up to a date with Sam. That's what it is.
They call that something, don't they? What do they call it?
Catfish.
Catfish! We've catfished the house.
Yeah.
I think we'll leave you on that note.
Yeah, if you're interested.